Maggie to the rescue!
Hey everybody, Maggie's all bundled up because we're having our first snow, so I thought it would be a perfect day to show you my Frozen Charlotte doll collection and talk about the history of Frozen Charlottes and discuss cute little dolls that people often mistake for Frozen Charlottes. The main reason I love Frozen Charlotte dolls is because they're so little. So I think these dolls arrived in the US from Germany in around the 1850s. These two are my twin girls. As you can see, Frozen Charlottes are made from one solid piece of glazed or unglazed porcelain bisque. And they were also called bathing dolls because kids played with them in the tub. Nothing like a breakable doll in the tub. And actually you find them broken probably more often than you find them solid. So these two have shown up quite often in my artwork. And this is a very similar one that I found online, and she was shipped to me in this little round box with an old piece of newspaper, and I just love that so much, so she stays inside of it. It says something about building supplies. People say the hole is for draining bath water, but I suspect it might also have something to do with the firing process. So this tiny girl is so amazing. She's probably my most prized Charlotte. Look at the detail on that face. I've never taken her clothes off, but I think she's missing one of her arms. Can you see she has a slightly pink glaze? Some Charlottes have that. Look at the detail of her bum. I think she's a pretty amazing example. So she's only 1.25 inches. And here's her little cousin. How sweet is that face? She's also missing an arm. So she's bright white. And she's also 1.25 inches. And she lives in this little antique miniature picture. So this one is larger, or she would have been if she wasn't broken. So she would have had gold painted feet or shoes, which a lot of them did. Their feet would have details like that, or blue bows, or little molded tassels, as if they were boots. I love that someone made leather replacement arms and feet for her. I found her in the cutest shop in Pennsylvania. The rougher bottoms are just from how they were fired, from lying down in the kiln during the firing process. So I believe the reason they're called Frozen Charlotte dolls originated in the United States based on a poem about a young woman who froze on her way to a ball, and her name was Charlotte in the poem. I don't think that was the original idea behind the doll, but I think she was named that later. Don't they have wonderful faces? So these aren't glazed. They're called Parian bisque, which is made to sort of imitate carved marble. These are sort of crudely painted gold boots. The butt is so cute, it's kind of like a carved marble statue. So I think when you see a mark on the back that does mean it was made in Germany. I'll later show you some penny dolls, which are actually made in Japan, and they're usually marked made in Japan. I can't remember how I got these, but I think they're quite unusual. So here are 3 solid white ones without any face paint. 2 are glazed. I love the bellies and butts. This one is in fabulous condition. I'd actually think she's a reproduction, but her mark makes me think that she actually is antique. So here's my big girl. She looks a lot like a China doll with a Civil War hairstyle. I love her, but she might be a reproduction. Of course, there are reproductions out there. I actually don't really care if mine are because I find all my dolls as bargains. But if you're paying a lot for a Frozen Charlotte, definitely do your research. There are dolls with highbrow styles of hair, and they show a lot of forehead, and this one is a lowbrow. Same with this little China doll head. So China dolls have similar heads, but they have cloth bodies. So some people call these Frozen Charlottes, but they're actually penny dolls with jointed arms made in Japan. This one is one solid piece. Actually, I think the original name for Charlottes was actually penny doll. In both cases, they were very inexpensive in their time. You'll see these again when I do a video on how to restring and repaint your penny dolls for display. I have a fun hack for that, so be on the lookout for that. And this is a jointed all bisque doll with a similar quality to the unglazed Frozen Charlottes. This one is a nice heavy bisque. And I use one like that to create this presentation card in the style of an antique presentation card. The theme is sewing notions. This is one of my favorite things to make. I'll also do a video at some point on presentation cards. So be sure to subscribe to the channel for things like that and for my doll rescues, of course. The little button card is original. It's so sweet. Here's another example like the one on the card. Very similar to a Frozen Charlotte. She has wire jointed arms, but she does have frozen legs, and she even has the little molded tassels on her boots. I was thrilled to get her at a doll show in that adorable crocheted outfit. Look at that expression. So I guess these are more in the figurine category, but they have the same look as the unglazed Frozen Charlottes. I think this boy probably originally came in a tub, like some Frozen Charlottes actually did. And this adorable guy is a Hertwig snow baby from the 1800s, and I actually found him at a charity store for next to nothing. That was a very lucky day for me. They figured out how to texture the bisque to imitate snow. And a little bisque skier from Germany, so cute. And another China doll head. I love her blonde hair. She lives in this inherited teacup. So the doll in the glass dome might be a Kessner. Maybe I'm just hoping she is. Anyway, she's a beautiful doll, and she does have frozen legs and jointed arms, and she has real hair, and she has really cute pink boots. And I made this dome years ago for her with old millinery flowers and things that I had, and her outfit is glued down, so she might have been damaged. I actually can't remember, but creating a scene like this is a good way to honor your damaged dolls. So I think this might be a Carl Horn doll. If anybody knows, please let me know. So they were little German dolls that came in crochet style clothes. I need to do more research to find out. If not, he's made in that style. I think he's so freaking cute. Look how tiny. And this little sleepy guy is frozen in place. Again, so he's not a Frozen Charlotte, but like a figurine. This arm is painted differently. I think it's original to his making. So he looks sort of like a Gebruder Auerbach figurine, but I don't think he is. And here's my polar bear. He was made in Japan. He's from a thrift store. So originally I thought I'd fix up these Elsa dolls from Frozen at the same time that I talked about Frozen Charlotte, but they're so stained. I just want to use them to experiment with stain removal in the future. I meant to mention that I've also heard that Frozen Charlottes were cooked into cakes as prizes and also used to cool down hot tea. So all that info was my layperson's information. I'm no expert, but I do love Frozen Charlottes and penny dolls and China dolls and figurines and all bisque dolls. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. Thanks everybody. Stay warm. Bye.
Like and subscribe. Thank you.